attacks and verbally attack members of the opposition, and had that broadcast 3 and 4 and 5 times a day, several times
radio,
over the same radio station. All right, you get to the print media, one of which is owned by the husband of one of the ministers, which for all intents and purposes is the PNP's propaganda machine, and so you can basically discount that. I mean, but my disappointment really is that the other papers, it's been very sporadic, and their coverage of national issues and of hard pressing issues have been sporadic and in very few instances where there have been issues of of national importance, do they even call to ask for a comment
from the opposition?
All right.
The opposition has no opinion.
And I mean, you look back over the years. I mean, I've been in the House for a number of years now, and I can't. There've been so much issues that we've addressed on the floor of the House, and if the statements we've made in the House have been reported, 2 or 3 times over the last 5 years. Sorry, the press has become so intimidated, I believe, and that it's difficult for them to carry the full story, and it's a sad state in this country where you have a government that seeks to control a country through intimidation and through fear and through oppressing freedom of speech in our country, and that is exactly what is currently ongoing in the Turks and Caicos. That is why we've resorted to use this medium to ensure that we get to you and to allow you to be abreast of, to continually be aware of what's going on in our country.
Well, Mr. Leader, I am probably taken by a storm that in the Turks and Caicos Islands in 2007, that freedom of speech and democracy can be suppressed. And I'm sure this must be heart-wrenching for those persons in North America, Turks and Caicos Islands. Honorable Seymour, all indicators here in the Turks and Caicos Islands from the private sector and the business sector is pointing that there has been a drastic downturn in our economy. And I'm sure you have an office here in Providenciales and indeed in Grand Turk, and I'm sure you're in contact with the people of this country on a daily basis. And as the national chairman of the party, I'm also in contact with a lot of the last few months here in the Turks and Caicos Islands. What is your views on this issue?
Yeah, it almost leaves you speechless, Mr. Malcolm, when you can, and it's so heart-wrenching, and so you see so much construction that has gone on, and while construction has slowed down, there's still some construction going on, and you find that with a population as small as ours, that we are unable to achieve full employment in the construction industry. The reality is, though, man, even aside from construction, there's been a relative downturn in our economy during this year, and that's because of a number of factors, some of which, in all fairness, have been predicated on external factors, but some of which is because of internal factors on the way that the government seeks to operate and seeks to do business. I mean, there are a number of people that I've come in contact with that are citizens and long-time residents that have the government. If you're not very, 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 very close to the government, and they don't have some access to your business, they make life very difficult for you. And so the number of persons that don't want to subject themselves to that, and they've started to sell off their assets and started to move away. We've also seen, when you combine that with the fact that I think that the government has really not managed its resources as well as it could have, and they've continued to add a heavier tax burden on the citizens of this country, increasing the cost of living in this country. And you look at as businesses fall away and the opportunities for new business become more stifled. It's becoming a very tough on getting an increase in salary, while the cost of living is increasing steadily. Then they can't maintain their households. So it's becoming a vicious cycle where, on one hand, you have a downturn in economic activity, and during this very same time, the cost of living is rising at astronomical rates. So it's a tough time, and you look at that combined with the fact that you have so much Turks and Caicos Islanders that are unemployed during this time. It's because it seems like almost every week, or sometimes seems like almost every day, you run into someone that's telling you that they're out of work and they're not working, and it amazes me that we can have that situation in this country, given the high volume of labor that we import to this country. How can we be importing labor when we aren't fully employed ourselves?
Well, Mr. Leader, thank you for that view on the economy. Mr. Leader, as we're about to wrap up this week's show, you have just been re-elected resoundingly at your party national convention to become the next premier of this country in the next few months. Honorable Seymour, tell us, what can we, the people of the Turks and Caicos Islands, and those Turks Islanders living abroad who are watching this show via the internet, what can we?
We've had the committees of the House working, and as soon as we can get the appropriate staffing in place from the House standpoint, not from Island, but from the House standpoint, to make sure that we have minutes and stuff, we'll be reporting back to the House on all of the activities that we've also going through our communities. And I think it's important for us as an opposition and as representatives of the people to ensure that we can hear and see and feel what the people of this country have been experiencing. So the people of this country can expect to see more of us on your doorsteps. We will be coming to you, talking to you, hearing from you, and as we get to Parliament, and as we get on the media, and as we use this show to address those concerns, because we have always been the People's Party. I'm not about getting out there and representing abstract ideas and things that don't affect people's lives. Our whole objective is to represent the issues that impact on your life, so that we can work to make things better for every citizen of this country. As the opposition, you're going to see us naming our, I wouldn't want to say a shadow government, but you'll be seeing us having shadows for each governmental department. We will have official spokespeople